Okay, so if we learn how to draw in 2D, we've moved on to extruding into 3D. Now we're moving on to working with our fidget spinners and trying to build it. So once again, we're going to create a sketch, and we're going to create it on the bottom plane. And what we want to do is we're going to create our circle. So first of all, we need a circle, so you can just use C, and we're going to create it this. Well, let's put it like that. Now, the problem is that the bearings we use are 22 millimeters. They're standard skateboarding bearings, which we've bought in. So if we put 22 millimeters, zoom in a bit. Oh, 22 millimeters. If we create something that's 22 millimeters and we try and fit something else that's 22 millimeters inside that hole, it's not going to fit because there's going to be no tolerance. So we have to add a little bit of tolerance, 0.1 or 0.2. I'm not sure what's going to work on our 3D printers, but let's say 22.1, because if it is 22, if it is still a little bit tight, we can always sand it back a bit because it is made of plastic. Right. So there is our initial first hole. Now what we're going to do is that's going to be where the ball bearing is going to go in. So now we need to make the outside. So remember, we need to go to offset. So O for offset, or concentric in this case. Let's try this. Click on this. Oh, don't want that. No, we just want to go offset. So here, O for offset. And you can see it's giving us the option to make it bigger or smaller. We want to go bigger. And let's say we make it, I don't know, 3 millimeters, 4 millimeters, 3 millimeters. 3 millimeters bigger. Okay. Right, you can see here how we've offset that one from that. Now we want to also, we're going to make some stuff that goes around the outside, whatever you want to do. So the bit that's going to go around the outside, we're going to make another ring from that. So we're going to offset, oops, this one, unfortunately, hang on, I'll just show you, you cannot offset the outside one because the outside is already offset. Right, so well, seems to be working. Well, let's do it anyway. Right, so we're going to go back to the original, and we're going to make this 5 millimeters. Okay, now this is going to represent the hole, this is going to represent the ring, and this is going to represent whatever our design is around the outside. Right, so move this out the way. So the next thing which we're going to do is we're going to start making our design. So I'm going to use our line tool by pressing L, start in the center, and we're going to go out in this direction. Okay, you can see it's 44 degrees, 22 millimeters. Doesn't actually matter how far that is, but it does matter how far degrees are. So let's go 20 degrees. Okay, so there we have there. And we're going to do another line tool going out 20 degrees the other way. So I've hit tab and then just written 20 degrees. But just for fun, let's go 15. Now that's not right because we want them to be balanced. So remember how we did mirror? We're going to do something a bit like that. I'm going to go down here. Instead of mirror, we're going to go symmetry. So click on this. We click on this line here. And we click on here. And I've done it wrong. Sorry. No, wrong way. Right, so symmetry again. We go here, here, here. Weird. I don't know why it's done that. Okay. Let's try it this way. Okay. I think that's the problem is because I'd had it set to here, and there we go. Alright, so because I'd put it 20 degrees, it couldn't force it because the one was constrained to be 20 degrees and 15 degrees, and one was trying to be symmetrical. Can't do it. So now, if I grab one of these, I can move them in or out. Right, that's going to be our little tool there. Now, this one is a construction line, so that's okay. What we're going to do is, that's interesting. Interesting. Okay, so we've got our lines. Now I've clicked off it. So you can see now I've got a ring here which is not going all the way around. So I actually want to delete this part to make it back to the ring. So I can go up here to sketch and trim, or just press T. I want to trim this and trim this one. Right, I don't need that one or that one. Okay, and I don't need this one or this one, and I don't need this bit around the outside. Oh, that's not good. Oh, undo, too far. Okay. So now, oh, I see, it's just delete dimensions. Now this I can move in or out if I want, and it will still keep the same thing. These ones I should still be able to, because it deleted that. Okay, let's fix that again. Because it deleted the point out here, give me something bigger to grab. This, okay, so what I want to do is I want to redo the symmetry. So that one, and that one. There we go. Because it deleted the point out here, it lost its symmetrical pattern. Okay, so I'm going to stop the sketch now. Okay, and I have the startings of my ring spinner. Okay, so next thing I want to do is I want to extrude this up. Now the rings, oops, I'm still on the trim. Okay, so we've drawn it now. Drawn our ring with our little extra piece on the end, which we're going to build around. So next thing I want to do is we want to push pull or extrude. Now you can see over here there's actually a couple of different options. I'm going to, because we want to extrude up and down at the same time, I'm going to go symmetrical, and we want the whole thing to be 7mm. So if I pull this up, you can see it's going up and down at the same time, but we want it to be 7mm. Right. Now, one of the big problems I have here is I can't find that piece that's here, and the reason is if I go over here, right, I need to turn it back on, right? So turn the light off, turn the light on, right, to get it back on. Now we want to extrude this one as well, so extrude in the same way, so symmetrical, total of 7mm. Okay, except when I do this, sorry, 7mm. Right, the other thing we want to do is change this to be 20 degrees, right? So, and what you can see is we can actually make different shapes around the edge. Alright. So I can extrude it more or less. There's 90, right? Right. Let's say 20 degrees. Oh, 20 degrees. And the last thing is, you can see what this is doing is cutting into it. We don't want to cut into it, we want to join it together. So you can see our shape here. Alright, and then go OK. Okay, so I've created our extrusion here. So I've created extrusion here and then this one. But now I want to do is repeat this pattern all the way around. So I've clicked on it down here, and I've gone create a pattern, and I'm going to create a circular pattern. So I've selected this, that I now have to select an axis I want to spin around, which I'll do the vertical one. And now you can actually, if I turn around, you can actually see some ghost images around here, and I can adjust here or adjust here. Let's go for 6. All right, so 6 cogs. All right, so it's a cog with 6 pieces. And let's have a look at that. So you can see now I don't actually like this going quite like this, so I really want to push these out. So I can modify that a chamfer where you're cutting the piece off. I'm going to go in, say 2, 3 mil. Yeah, okay. How's that look? Right, so there's our bits that are going to lock into place. But now I'm going to have to go around and do them for all these different pieces. Alright, so instead of doing that, what we can do is down here where we've got a sketch, extrude the first piece, extrude the second piece, multiply. If we go back to here before we multiplied it, and now we chamfer it off here, So let's go into here and let's push this in. 2 millimeters, that will do. Alright, go OK. And then go forward again. And you can see that it hasn't been replicated. Right, so if I click on this, I can either edit, right click edit, or double click. There we go, double click. And see if I go one selected, it says that this has been copied, but this has not been copied. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to press Command and click, alright, for it to now be copied, or Control and click, and hit OK, and now the change has been made to all different pieces. So now I have my cog that I've designed. Alright, theoretically you could have a number of these other cogs next to it, or you could have many different pieces going around. Basically, that is our first ring spinner. So if you went and grabbed your skateboard ball bearing and put it inside here, or printed it first and then put it inside it, then you would have a basically a six pin ring spinner. Alright, so that's the first start of making our first ring spinner.